everyone, this is Carla. For my presentation, I read a book called Homeschooling High School. It was a very informative book. Basically, it covered how students can prepare and successfully get into the college of their choice. The main part of this book was that students start planning early, like in 7th or 8th grade early. They should start thinking about what they want to do and how they are going to achieve their goal. Not necessarily talking, I want to be a marine biologist, but maybe I want to do something with sciences or I want to do something in the arts. Take a few courses in 8th grade that might be of interest to them. If they decide they want to take art, maybe take an art appreciation course in 8th grade to see if they really like art. They have plans very similar to our plans in terms of planning for a very balanced 9th and 10th grade, taking your core courses, taking Algebra 1, other math courses, taking a science course, taking your history courses, and then becoming more specialized in grades 11 and 12. So for the junior or the senior who thinks they are going to go into a medical field, maybe taking a health and medicine course in addition to the health course that they may have taken in 9th grade. This will make them more valuable to colleges. Another portion of this book talked about keeping good records. The records that Bridgeway keeps obviously are fantastic in terms of the transcript. It also suggested that parents keep a record of how much the student works in terms of hours and in terms of days. It suggested that some schools, some colleges will ask how many days the typical homeschooler's year was. So if they come up with a record, even just a calendar, a daily planner, that they can say, put a check mark on each day, that is usually sufficient. It also recommended that students keep sample work. Our students, a lot of their work is archived if they have book reports they have done and turned in, or if they do the honors assignments, we save those. However, it suggested that parents keep a running portfolio of their students' work as well. The next step is for students to do a self-study. It indicated that this should be done around 9th grade to kind of get an idea of what students are looking for. And then again in 11th grade when students are actually really finalizing their school plans. Some things to consider when students are looking at schools is the cost of the school. You don't want to go too far out of your price range unless there's the possibility you will be obtaining a scholarship. The size of the school, small, large, medium. The time it takes the typical student to graduate. Unfortunately, some larger schools, it can take students 5 or even 6 years to graduate with a bachelor's degree because the scheduling of classes is so difficult. The faith at the school, is there a place for students to practice their faith either at the school or in the community? Or is it a faith-based school that they are looking for? The majors that the school offers, as well as activities in the school and in the community surrounding the school. Contacting the colleges of your choice is very important and should be done at the beginning of 9th grade, and then again as a junior once that little field is narrowed down. Certain schools have certain requirements. Even though Bridgeway only requires 3 math credits, some schools may require 4. So knowing that information as far ahead of time as the families can allows us as advisors to plan accordingly. This book also suggested that parents contact the school as a homeschooling parent and then on a separate day call as a quote-unquote traditional student to see if the requirements are different. Some schools do have different requirements for homeschooling students in terms of tests that they may have to take or paperwork that they may have to produce. So it's good for parents to get an understanding of both students applying to the school. When students are thinking about their applications, they should plan ahead and start working on sample essays the summer before their junior year, so they're not stuck rushing at the end. Sample essays should be previewed by a parent or a family member, as well as possibly asking the advisors or someone else to look over it for grammar errors and for content. Recommendations are also used by colleges to get a feeling of the student. Some colleges ask for more than one recommendation, so the one advisor recommendation is great, but if students have taken learning labs, that's another place they can turn to for a recommendation, or if they are involved in something in their community, a church youth group, wherever they did their community service, all of those are great places for recommendations. Keeping a list of honors that the students receive in high school is also a good idea. High honors, honor roll are obvious ones. If they receive a scholarship to attend a special camp, or if they are going and doing outside work that will let them have more knowledge in their field. For example, in the book was a vet student who was volunteering at a local animal shelter. She made sure she kept track of that not only for community service reasons, but also so that on her application she could use it sort of as work experience. And in conclusion, the whole book was basically about how students can get into colleges of their choice being homeschooled students, and they did a few different surveys about from colleges about homeschooled students, and the majority of colleges agreed that homeschool students are academically strong, socially adjusted, and some of the more mature students at the campus. It was a very interesting book that I read, and it definitely gave me some ideas in terms of when I'm going to be talking to families this year about choosing colleges and things that they should be looking for in colleges, as well as class choices that they should make here at Bridgeway. I hope you have a great day.